Hey everyone, it's Lee. We don't have any questions tonight, so I'm going to do a quick daily briefing. And I just want to give you something to think about because, by the way, there's also a long lesson that I posted tonight. It's the third day of Journalism Jumpstart. It's a long lesson comparatively, and it's more work. So I'm going to keep this one short. But one thing I want you to think about when it comes to doing journalism is periodically ask yourself, and try this exercise, ask yourself, what's the most important story in the world? That's it. You know, this is how I ended up covering Syria, for instance. This is why right now I'm spending time, I haven't published much on it, but I'm working on this Russia story and trying to detangle it. There's no right or wrong answer. And the another way of thinking of the question is, what's the most important story in your world? In other words, this is the key here. You're asking yourself, what do you think is the most important story in the world? And what you think is the most important story in the world may not be, the opinion of people in China or something like that. But it's a very, very good exercise to do. Think about what the most important story in the world is, you think, and then ask yourself how you can start to tackle that, how you can think about that. I have a multitude of answers to this. One of the things I was saying last year is I think that the collaboration between the radical left and radical Islamist is a huge story. It's vastly underreported because I saw that at the time. When I look at something like the Women's March that happened the day after the inauguration, and I see that Linda Sarsour and that CARE are an active part of the left right now, for instance, it makes me think, I was onto something. Like, okay, that is a big story. But again, just because I see it that way doesn't mean you need to see it that way. You have to ask and answer that question for yourself. But periodically ask yourself that. That's my hint for tonight. Periodically ask yourself what the most important question is, then figure out how you can tackle it. That's it. See you tomorrow.